Hey guys, so for this YouTube video, I was thinking how, just about every single children's show has, an episode where they talk about how being big is also great, and it's okay to be small sometimes. And I don't think that I'm the first or only person to have watched so many of those shows in my childhood that, like, I'm a bit tall, like, I'm around the tallest person in my class, so I found myself a bit jealous over my size, and I actually wanted to hear a video about how being small isn't so good, and sometimes it's good to be big, but I don't think that there has been a children's show where they did an episode about being small. So I think I'm making a video where I'm going to mention advantages and disadvantages of being both big and small. So, well, for starters, I guess when you're small you're more springy because Ned just jumped up on that thing. Also, when you're big, it's easier to climb up on this thing. However, if you're like too small, like 21 inches, you're going to have trouble climbing that. Also, like, if you're like rock climbing something, and like when you're big, then you can probably easily make it to the top much quicker. Like if you're as tall as the rock climbing thing, you'll be able to touch the top no problem. But then when you're small, then like you're climbing, and then as you get higher, it starts to get tougher. And then soon, the only way for you to get any higher is if you can reach that little walkie thingy over there. But if you're too small, then it's possible that you might not be able to reach it. And if you jump, then you're just going to fall off. So making it nearly impossible for you to get off the top. And to the other way around, I'm finding that when I was little, I used to have a whole bunch of time, like I was this small, like my feet were just dangling across it, and I would bounce all over the place. Now it's kind of hard for me to bounce off the floor, because I kind of need to jump half the time, so technically when I bounce on this thing, it's just like this, so, you know. And yeah, like I said, how like being big, then I can just walk onto this trampoline no problem and easily touch the roof. Someone who's small might have trouble accomplishing a bed of some sort, or they could probably reach the top of the trampoline, but if they're too small and if their like leg width was like this wide or something, then they might have trouble being able to jump without sliding off when they touch it or something. And also, well, if you're too small, then you obviously can barely touch the roof, unless you got some super mega trampoline. Okay, I've heard of editing where, like, a lot of YouTube videos, you film a whole bunch of shots, like one, like, and then you can edit it so that you can play just one shot and then immediately go to another shot. So, kind of like teleporting. So, I'm going to jump off this trampoline right now, and this shot is going to end. And then I'm going to sort of teleport upstairs and start filming the next shot. So, this is a test run. You ready? I'm going to say stop when you're supposed to stop the shot. So, 3, 2, 1. Okay, I think it worked. And I think the cat can come out if you want. You can just stay here. Okay, so, back to my video. So, yeah, even games, like, being big can be better for games, too. Like, for instance, hide and seek. When you're small, you can fit into tight places like in here. And if you're small enough, even with all this weird stuff inside, then you can also still hide in there. And however, if you're big, then you might have trouble hiding. And if you're too big, then you might find out that the only hiding place is just standing behind a door. Or even if you're too big to stand behind a door, you can just stand in a room with the door closed. And hide and tag, being big can be better, because if you're big, then when you walk, your legs cover more distance. When you're small, it barely covers anything. So, yeah. Yeah. So, like, if there's just, like, a little guy just running along here, all that you can do is just go, tag, you're it, and then just run away. And then by the time, like, you're in Florida, they're still trying to figure out how they're going to get down. So, come with me. You have my permission to come out much. Quite a collector of stuffies back in the olden days. I think my grandma knew me these days. Like this cool toy. Like it's a spin aroundy thingy, and then you close it up. Privacy. When I first got it, I was quite small, and I would hang around and pretend that I was an egg hatching into a caterpillar. Now I can just fit in it. There, see? I can still fit, just barely. So, yeah, it's kind of the end. So, this is my stuffies now. I'm going to have to clean up this mess. So, like, I'm going to try that teleportation thing. So, stay over here. For instance, when you're small, you can hide this closet thing. Now that I'm a bit big, I can just spin and slide it. Okay, we can stop this shot and we'll go to the next one. Okay. That was a bit awkward. Okay. So, yeah, I guess you kind of get the picture. Being big can be good for some things, like tag, but can be bad for some things, like hide and seek. And small can be good for things like bouncing on the bouncy thingies and hiding in drawers. When you're big, not so much. So I guess I got a good picture. So you can totally stop this video right now. I teleported 2 times, so I just teleported my first 2 times in my video. So that was quite exciting and fun. So, I guess I'll see you next weekend. Okay, peace, bye.